What is a project? Projects are temporary in nature. That means every project has a start date and an end date. At the end of the end date or at the end of the project, the team is uh, dismantled or the team is dispersed. That is a right word. So every project is a temporary endeavor, and every project delivers a unique product or service as an output. For example, uh, the project may deliver the tallest tower in the world. It could be a high-speed rail project. It could be a solar power plant project or a flyover or a metro rail or a hydroelectric power plant or oil refinery, manufacturing facility, or it can be just a web application, or it could be the digital transformation uh, for for an organization. Even preparing for a presentation or even preparing for an exam can be treated as a project because it is temporary in nature and it delivers a unique product or service at the end of it. And every project has a definite start and end dates. So every project has a start date and an end date, and they are progressively elaborated. That means when I start a project, I have very less information about the project, and as the project progresses, we gain more and more details about the project, or we gain more and more insight about the project. We call it as a progressive elaboration nature of the project. Typically, while starting a project during initiation phase, we start with the high-level scope of the project, and during planning, we elaborate that high-level scope into a detailed scope, and the detailed scope gets approved, and then it gets decomposed into a work breakdown structure. Then we come out with the detailed drawings for that scope. Then we arrive at the bill of quantities, and very often some projects we use the building information models to establish the scope. So this building information models also will be available at the end of detailed planning phase. Then during the time of execution, finer changes to this defined scope can happen, and we manage it through change management process. So we have now an as-built plan for the as-built details of the project. So we started with the high-level scope, and that high-level scope got detailed into detailed scope, and then WBS drawings, BOQs, and BIMs. And during execution time, even these things can change, and we come out with a as-built scope. So that explains the progressive elaboration nature of the project. And every projects are constrained by the limited resources of time, cost, and scope. We say that a project is successful if it is completed within the agreed upon time, agreed upon cost, and met the agreed upon scope. And not only that, at the end of the project, the project should get the forecasted return on investment. So if I'm investing $X into a project and I'm expecting 10x returns from the project within 5 years time, and only if I achieve that 10x in 5 years time, then only we can say that project is successful. So a project is successful if it is completed within the agreed upon time and within budget and met the scope, as well as it met the return on investment or the return on capital employed, or ROCE. And all projects are managed by project managers. So to summarize, projects are temporary in nature. They deliver unique product or service. Every project has a definite start and end dates. They are progressively elaborated, and they are constrained by the limited resources of time, cost, and scope. Thank you.